Welcome to the second issue of Decaying Visions. My name's John, I'm the cameraman and interviewer.
My name's Chris, I'm the interviewer and the editor. This issue we have Morbid Angel, Autopsy, Disharmonic Orchestra, Hellwitch, Goreaphobia, and Monstrosity.
This is the first interview with Goreaphobia. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Craig Spolowski, I play the drums.
I'm John Arcucci, I play guitar.
Chris Gamble, bass and vocals.
Alex Brooks, the guitar.
When did you form?
Back in like 88, June. With
Me and him
two
formed.
members.
At the time, he was just playing bass. He wasn't singing at the time. We had a regular singer. I was the only guitarist. We had a different drummer, and pretty much we were pretty sucky back then, you know. But
We didn't know what we were going to really turn out to be back then, but now, I mean, with Craig and John here, it's just the way it's going to be.
we've had a couple different lineup changes, but this is the way it's going to stay.
Yeah,
like
couple.
this now.
John's the newest, but he's the permanent. The cook chair.
How did you come up with the name?
Oh, I schemed myself out in the dark. I don't know. I just. I just wanted something. I just wanted something off the wall, something nobody had, something that call my own, something try to make it original. So it's a concept. And everything that lyrical wise, it's based on concepts and everything. Short stories breaking down, shit like that. I came up with the name. I don't know. Nobody else had it, so.
How's it feel to be the only death metal band in Philly? What do you think about that?
Well, we were, but now there's all these cheesy bands coming up now. They all pretty much all. I ain't gonna mention any cheesy death metal bands I don't like, but they're all pretty fucking gay. They all been in the scene for like a month, and they all think they're death metal gods now, you know. But
Yeah.
there's some cool. I mean, there's like a band, The Corrosion, who are pretty cool. They're ex-guitar players band, ex-members from a band called Decaying in New Jersey.
And my brother plays drums in there, and he used to play with me and Alex when we were in a band before this, too.
It's getting bigger, but there's just a little too many cheese balls and shit in the scene.
And it was our first show today in the city, and it was like, everybody was like, looking like, what is that? Never heard this before.
Never heard anything heavier than Slayer before, you know.
Well, it's getting better, man. So
It's kind of cool though, because there's not too many bands.
hopefully people
like
that
Florida or anything.
hopefully people that start bands will be like, well, look what Gorephobia's doing. Let's try something like that.
Plus, the more shows we play, around, the more people that are in the city, and all the better, because we don't get a chance to play that often. And
we play more than we practice. That's another thing.
so, hopefully, we get to play more shows.
Yeah, we got to play with a lot of cool bands so far.
He had his guitar stolen too, so
Well,
find that motherfucker, you're dead.
well, shows I guess are going to start to happen here in the city, so we're the only ones right now that I guess are doing anything or going anywhere, but, you got to give it time too, everybody's just starting to get an ear for it, but it's cool. I like it. I like to be different.
The 7-inch is out now, right?
Yeah, it's out.
Halfway out.
No cover.
Well,
No cover yet?
it just needs the picture like retaken.
Yeah,
And,
Light it up and shit, yeah.
So you're selling the demo right now?
yeah,
Kinda.
we're selling a demo. We got the
Yeah, we are.
We just gotta get the covers printed up. This is another thing that's...
We had different covers with the old demo, but they were like sounded pretty shitty. So we're like re-releasing it again, I guess, Just for now until we put out the split LP.
So everything's improving. So I mean, the demo was recorded in the summer, and it's actually just starting to get out now. So, but I mean, people still like it. They still want it. We got tons of orders for it still, so it'll be around. It's out though.
And we'll be having shirts soon.
Yeah, it's out. So I guess next time we record it'll be for some other kind of material. I don't know.
So where do you come up with your lyrics? What inspires you?
Or like I said, I sit in the dark alone and I just leave myself out. I don't know.
Speed.
I don't know. It's like
Violence!
it's like sit in the dark so you don't get no distractions and just think. Let your mind wander. It's fictional horror, but you never know. So it just comes to mind that I just like to take twisted things and just put them into songs. I don't know.
Who writes the music?
Alex writes
At
all
the
the
moment,
music
I'm
right
writing all the
now.
music, but pretty soon, as me and him get a little bit more used to, we're gonna start combining his ideas, But pretty much I'll be still handling them.
Everything's-
He's coming up with a lot of cool ideas. Just, John over here,
We all collaborate on things, but Alex usually comes up with
The
music
new,
and
the
I
new
come up
stuff
with
should be a
lyrics.
little bit more of an evil sound, a little bit more haunting sound. Like that's what we're going for.
More progressive.
Yeah, a lot more, musical, but it's a lot more haunting and stuff like that. And definitely like heavier, I guess something like that.
Not much more faster, but a lot more heavier.
Yeah, kind of maybe like slowing down just a tad, not a fucking, rip off Terrorizer beats no more or whatever.
I don't know if I'll terrorize your beats, but
Do you have any new?
Napalm.
Do you have any new songs?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but new Morbidus Pathology's the newest. We got another two in the works off Pure Eclipse Manure we'll be working on. So.
we'd have more songs done if we all had jobs and had a place to practice.
Well, we, meaning me, has a job. You guys.
But we do have new
Come on,
material.
talk.
We're all bums, alright?
We do have new material. We'll have it out, man.
So how do you think you'll get along without management now?
Fine. Because, it was like, I don't know, it's cool, but
So you
it's
don't-
like we
you-
basically
you
just
learn
do it
everything at the
ourselves
last
anyway.
minute.
We definitely need something to keep us in line and keep us organized. So
We
somebody
need some kind of management.
we need somebody there to keep everything together and like get flyers made and shell out money and book gigs.
We do all that on our
Shell
own
out
anyway,
money,
man.
The big gigs.
And
do
shell
that.
out money.
Make
bigger
flyers
gigs,
and
and
do
shell
that
out
on our own
money.
anyway. That's no big deal. The big deal
The
is
last-
it's somebody that's
Never
going
about shelling out
someone
money.
that's going to
Yeah, I know,
produce.
I know.
Hey, this is what we want. Go out and get it for us. If you can't do it, then don't bother. Leave.
Please.
But no, it's cool. It's I think it's a little better. I mean, we all talk among ourselves and we all get settled on one thing. It's not, well, we'll go to this person and we'll try to convince them to this person. It's just it's horse crap. I don't know, but it's cool. We're getting along good.
Do you have any good road stories? Hint, Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Buffalo.
No, I have one.
The Buffalo, man.
So I remember the first road trip, we went to Rhode Island, which we played with Immolation was supposed to play. Void Remains, Phlegm, and Mortician and Incantation. But we were in a truck stop in Connecticut, or wherever it was, about 4 o'clock in the morning, and he had sweatpants on with no underwear on. And he tried to yoke down his pants and it didn't work, but then I went up and I yanked him down to his ankle and he just stood there like nothing was happening.
Bare-ass naked.
These guys were rolling on the ground. We got kicked out of the
3
ground.
black ladies were sitting there with their mouths like touching the ground, like the lips flapping and shit. I see that white buzz bunny. So he got cheese doodle.
That was
This
Plus we traveled up in
don't
this
care.
little truck, man. Like
Well, when you're
fucking 10
dusty, you don't
people.
care about much either.
Yeah.
like this.
Then the Buffalo, that was...
And Buffalo, we broke down in the middle of buttfuck Hicktown, and like it was like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were like inches away from the highway, and trucks were flying by. Man, they looked like they were doing like 500
Jim
miles
from
an hour.
Incantation
Foggy and shit.
drove us and he took off when we got stranded to go look for a tire. He didn't come back for like 10 hours later. A lot
In
of
the
us,
hotel room.
we thought he was fucking dead and shit. We're going around knocking on people's doors and shit.
I know, we're asking people,
You know where this guy is? We think he was murdered or something like that. No, we thought some faggot fucking, picked him up and bent him over and fucked him up the ass and threw him in.
They're looking at us like we're from buttfucked Egypt or something like that. I don't know,
And
man.
then he fucking comes out of his hotel room. Oh, I stayed in a hotel room,
I mean, we had no food, no heat,
freezing
man.
in the fucking...
We had heat,
floor.
we just didn't realize to turn it on until fucking an hour
So all
before
he
we got
talked
there.
about is these smelly fucking clits and shit that he lived in.
And this dude couldn't get to sleep, so
You had to wake everybody up.
yeah, he had to wake everybody up because he couldn't get to sleep.
I sat and
Then he had to lay across all of us, but he still couldn't get to sleep.
I
And he
just
asked
sat-
him how he could sleep.
I was like,
I sat
Can you
one-
sleep?
well, I'm
And
trying.
he's talking about the goo underneath his balls, man.
Yeah,
Under cheese, from under cheese.
from
One of my
Tina
balls.
Fish. Tina Fish.
Tina Fish.
Yeah, alright, Scooch.
Yeah.
Escape thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like in a little statue position the whole time with a blanket over my head.
You know,
Be
then
on the car shake like this is the trunk.
Oh, we're talking on the other trip to Buffalo on the way. Like, Craig. His
Yeah,
mom.
my mom. Oh man.
Man,
Get the phone, Chris! I ain't getting your phone anymore. Got goddamn stereo.
Anybody, if anybody comes to Philly and they want to meet my mom in person, just let me know. Give me a call, man. I'll take
Yeah,
your
just call
call.
his house, man.
Make t-shirts. So I'll do. I make a big pin-up on my mom and shit daily, man. We have a picture of her laying there with her bag of potato chips, curlers in the hair, the veins coming out of her legs. Whoa, candy, coming like this.
ain't getting a goddamn phone anymore.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Oh, I'd love to take my mom on a road trip. It'd be...
So you guys played some big shows like Autopsy, Death. Do you get nervous when you open up
I
these
love
big
it, man. You kidding?
I just get pissed
Thrive
off.
off of that, man.
We get pissed because of sound problems every time we play. Sound
Uh,
problems.
I find joy in everything.
Throw darts at each other.
There's always sound problems. I mean, every time. It's because we never play on our own equipment. We're never used to what our sound is, and there's always sound problems. With Death and Carcass, our first 2 songs, it was like, you know, the sound was like so shitty. But it was
And the club was so small.
It was a great
And
experience.
Death
That
took
was
up
definitely
the
cool.
whole
All the
fucking
people
stage
fucking
with all their
killing each other
equipment.
and shit, you know.
It was a great experience.
Fucking, you know, I mean, they fucking smacked into me on the stage and
Yeah,
shit,
it's
you
cool
know,
to
but
get the
still, it's
exposure,
cool.
man. You know, I'd be up for anything, doing anything
Since we
like that.
fucking started the first song, everyone just like went like that.
Yeah, I
on
got
stage and shit,
smacked
man.
right in the mouth with the mic. It was cool. It's just the clubs are too small, and like have a big show like that, it's ridiculous.
But the Day of Death was really cool. We played in the Sky, the fucking stage is
best.
huge, man.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That was
Fucking
really
all
great.
kinds of these fucking
Couple
death metal
thousand
freaks
people there
everywhere,
too, man.
And the big boost was Autopsy and Repulsion was there, and it was like everybody just like wanted to come see that.
Immolation
Man.
fucking kicked ass too.
Yeah,
Mortician fucking ripped too.
Yeah.
everybody did a good job up there.
Deceased, you know.
Everybody did good. That was the best one, you know, so far.
Even though we suck.
How far do you think death metal's gonna go? How popular do you think
I
it's gonna
think,
get?
well, I think
Branching
it's-
off in different directions now.
I don't know. I think it's at a crucial moment. I mean, record companies better start signing some good bands because they're signing too many shitty bands. You know, I mean, I'm not going to mention the bands, but they got to start signing the good bands, the original bands, not the bands who want to be fucking in tune or they want to be fucking death or whatever. You know, I mean, you got to sign the true bands, not the bands who've been playing death metal for 2 months. You know what I mean?
Try to stick to doing
Yeah.
something, you know, if you want to
The
do.
good bands. And finally, you know, a good label, a big label signed Immolation. You know what I mean? And they're like one of the only true bands that have been around for a while and shit. You know.
Beers. Nah, I agree with man, definitely. Never. No, it's people are fake.
We're getting into a totally political
Hey.
subject here.
You have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, any last comments?
Fuck you.
Buy me some equipment.
Catch Relic on their next Firehouse tour.
At the firehouse, because it'll set your soul on fire.
So you still didn't get guitar yet?
What's that?
Still didn't get
He's
your...
got
I got a
guitar
piece of
if
shit
it
guitar.
works. With no case.
No equipment.
With no fucking cabinet or head. But that's cool. Because I work, I would probably want to buy them.
Remember, death is the only thing that's true.
Say
Pennsauken.
hello to anyone? They might be watching this in the near
Hey,
future.
rehearsal Autopsy. I would say.
Hello.
Immolation, what's up?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey Tom, fucking lick my ass, alright?
Okay, lick my love pump.
Lick my love pump.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
later. Jeez. Bye.
Buy the demo.
introduce yourselves and what you play.
Alright, I'm Martin and I play drums. I'm Herwig on bass.
And I'm Patrick, I play guitar and I play vocals.
Okay, give me a brief history of the band.
Well, we started as a band in December '87. Then in February '88, we released our first demo. It's called the Unequal Visual Response Mechanism. Then we had a couple of shows. Then in July '88, we released the second demo, Requiem for a Forest. And then a year later, in spring '89, we signed to Nuclear Blast Records with 3 records. And we already released a split LP with Conscious Stench, a 7-inch, and now a new LP.
Is this the original lineup? Why did you come here by yourself to the States instead of waiting for like a tour?
It's half holiday, half. It's not real tour. It's half holiday, half money.
Just a couple of shows and then fun.
You think it was worth it?
Sure. It was worth the fun. It was not cheap, but all in all it was nice.
Where have you played so far? Here.
Here in the States, just in Pittsburgh, San Antonio, Houston, and now here.
How did you like the bus ride from Texas to Philadelphia?
It was great.
Really?
It was the worst thing I ever did.
It was to hell and back again.
I'd go crazy.
It was real death.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Did you have any problems getting in the country?
No, not at all.
No.
We thought we wouldn't. Probably because we had some LPs and t-shirts with us. And we thought we might get problems with the customs, but absolutely no problem.
Is that the reason you didn't bring equipment with you?
Yeah, that's the main reason, because we have to have a special visor.
We're visitors now, and if you play gigs, you work. That's kind of work, you know, and you need another kind of visor.
Say the name of your album.
Expositionsprophylaxe. That's the English version, because actually it's a German word, it's Expositionsprophylaxe.
What does it mean?
It's measures against diseases.
What is it?
Measures against diseases.
How many copies has it sold so far?
About within 3 or 4 weeks, 8,500 copies in Europe. So I don't know how much by now, but how many by now, but
We don't know it exactly. We can oversee how much.
But it's distributed all over Europe yet, and in America it's just started getting distributed.
Have you sold more 7 inches, or you think the album's the biggest sellers for you?
Yeah, sure, I think the album will be selling a lot more than the 7-inch, sure, and a lot more than the split LP. The 7-inch went pretty good for us.
What are some of the subjects you write about, Pat?
Subjects are just anything that comes into my mind, so it's absolutely no gore and no splatter. It's more into poetic style, it's all more just a psychological style, I don't know.
No psychedelic.
So absolutely no horror, no splatter, no satanism at all.
So did you write poetry before you were in the band?
No,
Now
just got into it. Actually, I only write the lyrics that fits into the song. So the lyrics are...
Because they all seem like poems then.
Yeah, the lyrics later. We don't want to have such lyrics that everybody has. We want to...
You don't.
Yeah.
Great.
Because we're poets.
No, we want to do something different.
Who decides on the titles for the songs?
The titles? Anybody. Sometimes it's his idea, sometimes we just look a little into a dictionary. Sometimes it can't.
Actually, from most of the lyrics are from in our English lessons in school. We read some about different subjects in English in the English lessons. Then some sounded cool, and then we only took it from the English lesson.
Are you guys still in school? Are you out of school?
No,
I should be in school now.
Yeah.
You're on vacation, right?
Yeah. Both of us, we finished school.
Does the cover photo have any meaning?
The cover photo.
The album.
I made some photographs in a factory. No real reasons. And I only took the best photo and Then we were looking for a title for the LP, and we thought it fits to the picture.
Actually,
we think it looks good as well.
Yeah, it looks
tried
good, and
something
it should make the people think about this, you know.
Was that umbrella in the picture?
Yeah, we wanted to do an umbrella aim to let the people think, what the fuck is that? You know?
That's what I thought.
And even the colors of the umbrella fit into the picture.
How long have each of you been playing your instruments?
Just as we began, in '87.
3 years.
We had the name before we had the instrument. We began in August '87. We just worked before to get a little money to get cheap instruments. And then we tried to make some noise. And
Me and Martin started, and we didn't know how to play the guitar. It was the first time for me to have guitar in the hand. It was the first time for drums. That's all weird. But we started from the very beginning. That's the thing.
How did you come up with the name?
I don't know, it just came into my mind. I thought about Philharmonic Orchestra, and then therefore that we don't sound Philharmonic. We sound more Disharmonic, so it's Philharmonic Orchestra.
Are you more popular in Germany or Austria?
Germany, the audience is much better.
There's a real scene in Austria.
There's no scene in Austria. The people don't like us in Austria.
Really?
Yeah. Especially where we live. When we play there, I don't know why.
Not in Vienna, but especially in the small town that we live.
What do you think of the crowds here compared to Germany at shows?
There is no big difference.
Small.
They are smaller, not the big crowd.
Have you been
but
to any other shows? Have you been to any other shows besides Dead Horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen several.
Scatterbrain. Last week. Just a few songs, Scatterbrain.
Is there a lot of people there?
Yeah, there were a lot of people. Think about it. 300 people or something.
How often do you play it back home?
In Austria we play, I think, twice a year. In Austria.
About Germany?
Germany we play in average nearly every month. It depends when we have the tour. We play a lot in Germany and all over a lot in Sweden.
Do you have a manager?
No. I manage, we manage all together.
Find it difficult or?
Not that difficult. We want to do everything for ourselves. We don't want anybody other to do it for us because we know what we want.
We don't want to share more than anything we get.
Yeah.
What other cities have you been to here?
Well, we gone down by Greyhound, so we went through many cities. But we stayed in Memphis. Memphis, yeah.
Graceland.
Did you go to Graceland?
Yeah, sure.
What did you think of Graceland?
Great.
Trivia to Elvis.
Did you go to New York?
Yeah. We're going to New York tomorrow again. New York is a cool place. I like it a lot, yeah. We stayed in Houston a lot. It was cool. A long time, for about 1 week. Something hot in Texas. It was so hot. It's totally different to Austria. Because this time in Austria it's pretty
Nice,
cold.
right? What's the strangest thing that you've seen here?
Strange thing that you can't get beer under 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
the hippie parents of everywhere slept in New York. God.
Yeah, and the fluoride in the water. That you can't drink it, you get sick of it.
What?
The fluoride in the water.
Oh, you don't like? You don't like
Alright.
And full of splatter beer.
Yeah. He was the weirdest person we ever met.
We don't have that much water in the...
I know.
Every time you shit, you must be careful.
Yeah.
I don't like the German toilets because you shit and it just lays there.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't want to
When the
sweat.
shit in this, but when the shit in this, you have to.
The water comes up again. Right into your ass.
It's just a question what you're used to.
Yeah.
That's very interesting toilets.
What do you think? What do you think of the beer here?
It's weaker than we are used to it. So it tastes a bit different.
Chemical water.
Did you have any so-called German beer here?
I don't know.
Dex?
No, we didn't.
Never seen it.
Stay away from
Yeah.
You guys miss anything back home?
Actually, no.
Some money.
What?
Sometimes something to eat.
Yeah. Sometimes the toilet.
But it's boring at times. By now we don't use it.
Yeah, so you guys didn't bring that much money here, did you?
No, just that we needed to travel around.
Yeah.
That's all.
So how you
That's
get,
away now.
Yeah,
So-
it's all gone now.
Nothing done.
so you're just relying on merchandise, huh?
Yeah, sure.
You're not gonna make too much here.
They're all gonna play the bottom.
Maybe it's enough for bread.
Yeah,
Maybe it's enough to get back to New York. Maybe.
So you guys are playing Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much when I get back to Europe.
Was redet mit dir schon wieder?
Yeah, just right after America, we have a 3 weeks tour with Entomb in Scandinavia and Holland. And then in December in France, a 1 week tour with Massacre and Tour.
Have you guys played anywhere else besides Austria and Germany here? You been to any other countries playing?
Other countries.
Yugoslavia,
Yeah.
Switzerland,
Belgium,
Sweden, Belgium.
France,
Finland.
Finland, Switzerland.
England.
England was it.
East Germany.
Yeah, East Germany.
Finland.
But East Germany when it was East Germany.
What did you think of that, East Germany?
Oh, it looks like just right after the Second World War. The buildings are all smashed down. It looks.
What do you guys think of the East-West reunion?
It went very fast, everything. I think it's not bad, but it went a little too fast because there are many people who get unemployed now in East Germany.
I think West Germany run over East Germany. So that
They
economic-wise-
want to make many profits. There are many positive things, but I think it was too fast.
A lot of people I talked to in Germany, like people your age, they weren't too crazy about it.
Funny.
What do you think of the girls here compared to?
They're fat.
No,
Yes, but most are fat, really.
Most of them are so fat.
The average is because of all the fast food you get.
I don't know. Yeah. But from European
Too
girls,
much makeup.
Yeah. So thick
Like
makeup.
take the
Do you guys eat at McDonald's?
No,
no.
No, you don't like
hate
that?
it.
we don't go to McDonald's.
So what merchandise are you selling through Nuclear Blast?
CDs, LPs, picture disc, 7 inches.
Little taste still and shirts, two different shirts. The old shirt with the square head on it. Then a new shirt called No Back Disharmonization, the new ones. And they're going to be made some full color shirts of the LP cover, the new LP cover. And they have self-made two t-shirts. They're over here, they're made in Texas. And the one, well, we made another different design in Austria. It's not available through Nuclear Blast.
Do you have to go in the army in Austria?
I have to show it's the reason.
That's why you cut your hair?
I got some problems with them because I didn't want to cut my hair. But
That's as short as you have to cut it?
no, it was longer. It was shorter. I'm out of the army since April.
Do you have anything you want to add? Anything you want to add?
Ed?
Yeah.
Ob du noch was sagen willst?
Yeah, it's true. Willst du noch was? Martin, sag mal. Thanks for the nice interview.
Thanks for the video.
On the toilet. Maybe I should add something in here. Maybe film. He will show how European shit in the American toilet.
We add some European liquids, human liquids.
Yeah, it's
Okay, that
Could end.
Alright.
Race toilet.
The next one, maybe some of you recognize this. This one is Split LP. This one goes out to Immolation, Goreaphobia and Wild Remains. This one is called Red Illusion.
Okay, we're here at Monstrosity in Fort Lauderdale.
My name is Lee Harrison, I play drums.
Mark Fanner, bass.
John Rubin, guitar.
George Fischer, vocals.
Okay, cool. Thanks for doing the interview. So give me a little input on Monstrosity. How did it start? And how'd you get each other and so on?
Who should do that?
Whoever wants to talk is cool.
We started, I don't know, me and Mark knew each other a long time ago when I knew him through his old band Cynic, and we came together through that and just knew each other through, you know, talking on the phone and, you know, whatnot. And from there, he went back up to New York after he left Cynic, came back a year later and joined Malevolent, which I'd already been with for a year. He came back, joined Malevolent, I left Malevolent, went home to Sarasota, Florida. He came back and John was in Malevolent too at the same time. How we hooked up is I met Ted from Ex Mortis at a Morbid Angel show in Tampa. And I was just talking with Ted on the phone. I came up to Maryland where he lives and met George. We went to PA for the weekend and hung out there. And came back in August of '90. Me and him sat in the room in the band room here and just started, you know, working on ideas and whatnot. With the whole plan of having George and Ted come down. That didn't really work out as with Ted because he had stuff going on with his, you know, what he was doing. So after that, George came down and we played the Massacre show and took it from there. We did the demo in December.
So what do you have out? Do you have a demo out? Title?
Demo, yeah, Horror Infinity. It was recorded in 16 track. I had some problems with it, but it's a decent representation. It could be better.
How many songs are on
There
it?
was 4 songs. We did it in Miami, recorded there.
And here's a general question, influences?
I don't know, I'll let somebody answer.
For me as a bass player, like Cliff Burton and Steve Harris, and as far as music, I like Atheist a lot, and I like Napalm's cool, and just more or less heavy, faster stuff, you know, newer stuff.
I listen to anything. I can get into anything. Death metal, you know, thrash, you know. No poser shit or nothing like that, you know, not that, you know.
Negative.
Holy shit. Vocally, I'd probably say in the early days, Chuck Shoulder. You know, maybe Tom G. Ward a little bit, but now, the only vocal side, you know, well, probably Mark Gruhl, fucking Morgoth, you know, Glenn Benton. I like a lot of shit. I like Biohazard, Soundgarden, you know, almost any death metal, you know. They ruined me for that shit.
How do you guys differentiate yourself from other bands, other death metal bands?
We just try to do our, you know, each individual thing on our instruments as far as ideas, and just, as far as my drum beats, I try to think different, you know, than anybody, you know, I try.
I like to try to get a happy medium between being technical and being brutal, you know what I'm saying? Like being something that's hard to play, but having a brutal, minor, eerie feel to it, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing we like to collaborate, you know? And, you know, have catchy stuff as well, you know what I'm saying? Real aggressive shit.
How do you guys get along with Malevolent now after?
Fine, man, fine, you know?
No problem.
It sounds weird, but fucking, you know, I talk to Phil more than I talk to anybody else in Malevolent, you know? And he more or less, you know, is
running the show
over
there.
But, you know, we get along fine, you know, there's no big deal. I mean, I'm happier with what's going on now than when I was ever at any point in Malevolent, you know?
We got George in our presence. The corpse grinder.
The grinder. But, no, it's cool, man. We get along with all those guys great, man, you know? It's cool. Anyway, I was a little peeved at first, man, because it was just
there was a lot of just bullshit.
We had just come back from New York, you know, and we were probably, you know, on each other's, you know, nerves a lot because we were fucking sleeping in my little van and shit for 3 weeks, you know. So that might have had something, I don't know, man, but it's cool, you know, it's no problems.
What exactly is Sonic Vomit?
It's just our bogus side project. Bogus? Well, it's God, but it's bogus. It's easy. It's just heavy. We try, you know, with Corpse on drums, we like switch instruments and stuff. We've done 2 shows with Mark playing, you know, filled in bass for us because we really didn't have. We had a bass player for the demo, you know, we were just hanging out one night and we just did it. We just started from there. We had a 4-track recorder and we got a 5-song demo, you know, which you can just write to the Monstrosity address if you're that curious. We usually put it on the end of our tapes anyway, the regular demos for Monstrosity. But it's just a different thing, you know, it's just something we like to do for fun. But hopefully, you know, we want to just do it, do more. We had a scam at this club down the street where we build ourselves together as 2 separate bands and got paid $50 for each. You know, we got paid for both as the same dudes. It was just a god scam and it worked. And we're gonna hopefully do it more in the future with just, you know, we have our good shows that we try. You know what I mean? But we're scammers too, so we'll do that. And it's still fun. You know, it's heavy. It's not something that's fake or bogus at all. Because, you know, I put effort to make it good, but see, I'm not a god guitar player. I'm just, you know, your average Joe playing guitar, but it just seems to work.
It's a nifty thing.
So, how do you like the Florida death metal scene?
It's cool. I like all the bands, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think South Florida as a whole needs to grow a lot more than it has. There's only like 3 or 4 like quality bands out in the scene right now. As far as South Florida, I think Tampa's a lot more progressive in that all the bands are signed, and you know, there's just a lot more going on with negotiating, you know, of who's doing what with their contracts and you know, who's touring and who's doing that, whereas South Florida's still progressing at the,
I think
the bands are just getting signed, whereas the Tampa bands are all like a year later kind of thing.
Lee, you did a show down here a while back with Atheist playing drums. How did that come about?
That started when, after I left Malevin, I went back to Inglewood, Florida, which is where my parents live, and I was staying with them. And I just called Roger, the God bass, out of the blue, just to see what was going on with him, you know, because he was in this basically the same area. And he started talking, and he said that there was, you know, a chance that they may need a drummer in the future, and I just to keep, you know, keep talking with him, you know, kind of keep posted on what was going on with him. And I called him up and went up there and hung out with him for a while, and, you know, things with their drummer, they weren't quite sure what was going on with, you know, there was talk of some college, he was going to college and whatnot. And I just, you know, he gave me a copy of the album, and I just spent, you know, a lot of time in my room just perfecting, you know, trying to, you know, learn the songs and whatnot. And, you know, out of the blue, Kelly had told me, you know, that Steve, you know, the things with Steve were, you know, cool and that nothing was going to happen. Then, like, you know, they set up a show, and that morning of that show, Steve got sick. And so they called me up at like 7 in the morning and told me to come down, and, you know, and I went up and picked him up in my van, and we went down to Fort Lauderdale, and, you know, I'd never practiced with him at all, and just did it. You know, there was a lot of mistakes, and there was a lot of, you know, a lot of stuff that was, you know, that I was more familiar with was good, whereas, you know, the unfamiliar stuff was really bad. So it was, you know, it worked out. It was cool, it was fun, you know. It's an honor to play with fucking Raj, man. He's a god bass player, and even Kelly and Rand, man, they're all killing. That was that.
We just want to secure the God record deal, you know, more or less, as best as we can.
It's a lot more than, you know, we want to do this for our living, I think.
Do
so
some,
we
you know,
want to do it.
write some more songs that, you know, we feel are, you know, up to par with, you know, the newest, you know, and just make a good album, a good debut album, you know, hopefully.
And practice.
You know what I'm saying?
Demos are $5. We're there. We have shirts on our merchandise list, and we're still waiting for the artwork for them. So people that have sent money, or that are, you know, they can still send money, and they will get a shirt. I promise that.
We need smokes.
We need smokes. Send in.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Oh shit.
We also have Vomit Productions merchandise available too, so, which is my thing. So just write in question.
Tucson Fair.
Tucson.
Yeah.
Hellwitch. King Fire just put out fucking 2 songs of brutal death metal from Woodbridge's best band from Woodbridge, Virginia. Got Grotesque Humanity, World War Gore. You gotta get it. It's $5 through the mail. Just send it to King Fowler or Chuck Parsons at 5953 North 10th Street, Arlington, Virginia, 22205. And if you don't order, I'm gonna keep sliding down these fucking stairs till you order.
Hit it.
That hit my nuts.
Just slide right in here, man.
He died. And as he died, oh. Is that commercial?
Go for napalm death.
I'm stuck.
How's the combat release of Alter selling?
You mean just since it's been on Combat?
Yeah, since it's been on Combat.
I haven't seen any figures, but I've heard this sound really well. I know that we've been doing pretty good on the charts as far as the CMJ and those dilly-dally charts, whatever. So we just got up too. We just like jumped the last chart that came out. We jumped from like I don't know 30 something to 21.
Is that because of the
several of them.
Is that because of the American release or just?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty much how it is. And, in the States, it's like there's a good underground. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm whatever.
Right, man?
The days. Anyways, it's like there's a good underground here in the States, but unless you're like on a, label, unless you're easy to find, most of the people won't bother with you because they're too busy buying Metallica albums and shit. But, once it gets out and it's like really easy to find, then it seems like people come around and go ahead and, try it out. Which I guess is the case. Plus, we've been doing all right in the magazines. Combat's, helped us with some of the magazines, and that's just the politics behind it. But yeah, it's good. It's doing all right.
Why did you decide to do a video, and what made you choose Immortal Reigns?
Well, that video was something we did on the Grind Crusher tour over in England. That was in Nottingham, England. It was with us, Carcass, Bolt Thrower, and Napalm, and it was like a full set video or whatever, and Dig pretty much financed it. But I don't know, that's just a song somebody chose, and whatever. It's about a year old or whatever. It's just like, I don't know.
What's the title?
It's too old.
What's the title of the new album?
It's Blessed Are the Sick.
And when's it going to be released?
On Earache, it'll be out in let's see, April 28th, and States it'll be out May 28th, something like that, about a month after.
Is the Earache release going to be available here too?
No.
The import? They're
No,
not letting
they can't import it now because, since we got an American label.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a really incredible cover. It's like an 18th century painting by, I think the guy's name is Brian DeVille or Steve. I think it's Brian DeVille. But it's like it's all like red. It's like it's called Satan's Treasures, and it's I don't know. It's pretty killer. It's a little bit different than the first album cover, that's for sure.
Are there any different musical styles on the new album?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, our band doesn't really have any one style. I mean, we do whatever whatever we want to do. We play whatever we feel like playing, and if it's slow or fast, it's basically our style is every kind of thing that we can think of, or my riffs, whatever I can think of, whatever I like, And it's like, I'll put it this way: the new album's got more variety as far as it's got some real slow, fucking heavy, sludgy stuff, and it's got some real fast stuff, and it's just like one right after another, just takes you on a fucking wavy motion like that. And it's got like 5 new songs, a couple instrumentals, and then 4 old songs. And the new songs are like way advanced, I'd say. I think the riffing, some of the songs I worked on for 2 years before they were actually done. And that's why it's gonna be really good. It's perfect. We had plenty of time to do it. We weren't rushed. Dig was in the studio. We self-produced the whole thing. Nobody told us how to do this or that or whatever. And we had totally freedom of anything we wanted to write and say and play. And so that's it, man. It's totally it's us. You hear that and you know exactly what Morbid Angel is all about. When you hear the new album, it's like perfect. It's perfect for us. It's us up to date at our best, I'd say.
What do you think the reaction's going to be to the acoustic and the piano parts?
It's hard to say. It's hard to really judge. That's Richards. It's hard to judge people's reaction, to be honest. I am like amazed at people's reactions on things in the past. I think that it should be good because it's got a lot of feeling, and it shows that we're not just a death metal band, even though that is my personal preference. Our music will always be brutal and extreme, but we also have a total classical feel. Like I myself, I listen to Mozart. That's my favorite type of music, is like Mozart's classical pieces and his operas. And I think that he was just surpassed all other composers. And that's like, it rubs off, you know, the music. I'll put it this way, the difference between Morbid Angel and the majority of these other bands is Morbid Angel riffs resolve properly and have a feeling that jumps out, and they're like the formula of the placement of the chords, synchronization with the timing is so worked out to the T, to where it's like basically a magical pitch, you know, sound or whatever. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think a lot of other bands, I don't think they quite feel how a rhythm is perfect, or when it's just like, you know, cool or whatever, you know, like that. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I feel. It's, our rhythms, they say something, they're like alive, basically. They're not just like, you know, something heavy. They're not just something fast. They're not something noisy. They're like, basically like Mozart would write, you know, cello pieces and fucking violin pieces and shit, you know. It's just got that certain movement and groove and whatever the fuck. And also we like to really stretch timings and fuck up timings and just make everything just mishmash and scramble and just weave interwoven things together. That's our style, definitely.
Do you think the American sales will reach the level of the European sales?
There's no telling. I feel, this is what I feel about America's musical industry. I think there's a lot more politics, and there's a lot more fucking reaming and fucking basically polishing people, you know, for success. And I think it's bollocks. I think it should be totally up to the band. People should listen to it, and they shouldn't have to say, well, this band's cool, so let's buy their album, or this band sounds so much like this other band that they might as well be the other band, so let's buy the album. I think it should be like a band's fucking killer, and you buy their album because you like it, because you enjoy the music, because it makes a statement, and that's why, you know, that's how it is in Europe. It's not like, you know, people get popular because people pay you to get popular with them, bullshit like that. That's just, I don't have anything to do with that. And I think it's, you know, it's pretty much stupid.
Did you ever get your BC Rich endorsement?
No, actually, we kind of changed our mind on that because the new BC Rich is a little bit different than the old BC Rich, and I really didn't want to be pinned down to just one guitar, and that was what they were approaching us with, so we didn't really work it out. But now I'm playing a Gibson. I got a Gibson V, and that's what I play on the new album, and the sound is right there, and, you know, basically I got another custom guitar, so I'm just gonna play whatever I want to play. That's, you know, I like to have that freedom.
Are these dates in March a warm-up for the tour?
Which one's these right now?
Yeah.
This is for Altars of Madness. This is, since it's been released, this is, you know, to do as much. It's not really the biggest tour, it's just on the East Coast, and it goes a little bit into the central area, I guess. But it's basically a follow-up for the album. And then after that, we're gonna go do some, me and Dave is gonna go to Europe and do some kind of press stuff for the new one. And maybe go down to Brazil, hopefully, and play some shows down there, because that's a really good place. But yeah, after the new one comes out, it's released, we're going to do an extensive American tour for that too. A lot bigger than this one, of course.
You going to Europe first before that?
Yes, we're going to, because it's going to come out a month earlier in Europe for some reason, some strange reason.
Are you doing anything as far as the stage show?
Well, we're going to do as much as we can afford. You know, it's like, I would like to have holograms of demons on stage, but that costs a lot of money. So, you know, we're going to do whatever we can afford, basically.
Are you going to do any Terrorizer songs?
No.
No?
No.
Do you plan to do more songs, more new songs,
and drop old ones when the new album comes out, or it's gonna extend the set?
To be honest, we're gonna have a set that's churning. It's gonna fluctuate from night to night, and people won't know what to expect, because that's the way I like to keep it.
What's the crowd reaction in other states compared to Florida, and where do you get the best reaction out of all the countries?
Well, I would say Europe we played for more people than we played in the States. That's mainly because the album's been out longer there, and I think, you know, the European crowd just seems a little bit more, I don't know, just open. It's not like, there's not like cliques anymore. It's like people who listen to this kind of music will listen to this kind of music, and it's like very universal, and it's not like just categories. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, people are just a little bit more open to it. I don't know, I've noticed. And it's like, as far as the States, I mean, New York's always been really killer for us, to be honest. And LA was good. We did one show, or two shows actually over there, 2 days in a row, and that was really good at the Country Club. And, well, Texas has got some really good places. We did a good show in Washington the other night at the Club Bayou. That was really brutal, I thought.
So is it going to be a headline tour?
Yeah, we're going to do a headlining tour in Europe for the new album, and then in here in the States. We're thinking about bringing over Bolt Thrower for the States, and it's not confirmed yet. And in Europe, we're working on doing it with Entombed, taking them on the road with us. But that's not totally confirmed yet either. But, yeah.
So what does your dog Butch eat? I heard he eats some interesting things.
Well, basically, he's a pit bull, and he's line bred, which means they crossbreed, pretty much, well, crossbreed, that's just the way it is. And he doesn't like other animals. He just doesn't accept them, doesn't accept their existence. He can't live in harmony with them. And occasionally he jumps over my fence and brings home presents. But basically he's a pit bull, and he's in a kennel right now, and he just doesn't accept the other animals, so they have to treat him with special care. And he's been getting hefty, you know, throughout the years. He's about, I don't know, 80, 90 pounds now, and his fucking head is just like a cinder block. Well, I know one time he had this dog, and I had to fucking beat his head in with a 2x4 before he'd even think about letting go of it.
Miami?
No, actually, that was right in front of my house, man. Richard, he was loading up his truck, and he was taking off, and he left the door open, and Butch just saw this little fucking rodent thing, you know, small dog, whatever, bushy fucking thing run across, you know, it was a stray dog, so it shouldn't have been out on the road anyways. And Butch just fucking like headed off to the pass, and he'd like, well, whatever. You know, it's like it was a mistake, of course.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I like, let's see, I don't know. It was definitely the fucking grindcore, or Grind Crusher one with Napalm and Godflesh and Nocturnus is gonna be killer, so that's gonna be definitely something to check out. And Nocturnus, for one, is like personally one of my favorite bands. I think they're very innovative, you know, so it's like that's definitely some of the music on the right side of the tracks, I think, basically. And our message, in case people get us wrong, we don't promote worship of devils or gods or anything like that. Basically, we have our own way of believing, and it's personal, and everybody is entitled to their own personal religion, and religion should never get organized enough to where it would try and force itself on people and try and oppress people and try and state absolutes that try to govern all, because only the individual understands his own needs and his own will, and only he can judge his own, what is good for him, basically. So like in layman's terms, I only know what's best for me, I don't know what's best for anybody else, and nobody knows what's best for me but me. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Oh, now what's up with this lineup now? What happened to Tommy? What's going on?
Tommy,
what's the deal?
Tommy wasn't happy, so he left and joined another band. He didn't really say much. He just kind of left, and then, he complained when he wasn't happy. He said, he didn't get to make decisions and stuff like that. Which he did, but, that's another story altogether. But anyway, he joined Lobotomy, and he's loving life.
So now, who do you have?
Now we have me and Joe and our new bass player, Jesse, who we had before Tommy.
I see. All right.
A better bass player.
Well, for those who've never heard Hellwitch,
really? There's people who haven't heard Hellwitch?
Could you
Oh, what a boost.
could you describe your sound?
Oh no. Joe should describe your sound. We're really like slow. It's like obituary on downers.
Oh no. That's cool. All right, Pat. This one's for you.
Huh?
Let's have a little history in the band.
Well, I started the band in '84 with Fat Harry of Orlando production fame, and we did a one-song demo in '84, and then in '85 I got a real drummer and a real bass player in the band, Dave and Andy. Played on the demos in '86 and '87. Then I moved here in '88 and got Frank Frank from Obituary, who's now in Obituary, he was playing bass, and we had some drummer who was hurting, and then that drummer quit, and Frank quit, and I met Joe, and then we had Jesse, and then we kicked him out to get Tommy, and then Tommy quit, and now we have Jesse back. So there you go. That was good. That was fun. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Jim, I'm sorry if you ever see this, I'm sorry, dude. Jim Nichols, formerly of Malevolent Creation and ex-Tyrant Sin fame from Buffalo, New York, was our guitarist for quite a while, up until like December, around Christmas time of '90. Jim left the band because of personal problems. That it had nothing to do with us, it was something that he was into, and he had a problem, so he was kicked out. But he might come back. But he might come back. We've been talking to him lately, so
wait and see.
You never know.
Okay, well, you have an album out, on Wild Rags. How'd you come about getting on Wild Rags?
Richard was selling the demos through Wild Rags, and then after I moved down here and had, what I considered a stable lineup, I told him that we were ready to do an album, because he had talked to me about doing an album before. When I moved here, and I said everything's cool, and he said, okay, go ahead and do it.
And how's
it's worked out kind of for a little while.
How's it been selling?
Sold like 7,000 worldwide so far, 4,500 in Europe, and the rest here.
Anything for a new album? Working on a new LP?
Yeah, we've got a couple songs now, plus some of the older material that's going to be, different versions with different parts of it, from some of the '86 demo stuff, and like a couple new songs we're working on now. Terror Symmetry for one.
Cool.
Which is was going to be called Hydromorphitism, but then we decided that wasn't too happy with the title, so we changed it to Terror Symmetry.
Who did the artwork for your first album?
There's a guy, Brett, who lives right over on like a few blocks away from Joe's house here. He's like a local airbrush artist, and he does a lot of different stuff for different people. And Joe met up with him, and Joe hooked us in. We got him to do the artwork like for free, pretty much. As it turns out. As it turned out.
Are you going to use Torture Chamber on your next LP?
Yeah, possibly? Torture Chamber, the new version, with Joe's drumming on it, all the different parts of it. It's pretty amazing.
All right, well, general question, influences?
Atrocity. Last time Suffocation. There you go. Suffocation, and, nothing really influences us. We try to be different. That's the main influence. Is trying not to sound like anybody else. But I like Morbid Angel, of course, still, even though the album's 2 years old. But I haven't heard the new one yet. And Suffocation, and Slaughter Lord, and Deicide and Sadist. Raven. And Old Raven, and Old Adrenaline OD.
Right, so what's the future for Hellwitch?
We're going to join a rap band. Joe's going to join a rap band, and that's going to be it. I don't know. We'll have to see. More albums, hopefully, if we get signed to a better label. Well, not necessarily, better, but, more bigger label. So we don't have to pay for everything like we do.
What's your view on the Florida death metal scene? Is it as happening as everybody says?
It's getting better. Yeah, it's boosted. It's boosted.
And do you have much of a following in this area, South Florida?
No, not at all. Nobody likes us.
Where do you seem to get the most mail from?
Texas. Texas in the Northeast.
That's cool. You just played Texas not too long ago, right?
Yeah, we just went to Texas at the beginning of February.
How'd that tour go?
It was okay. It was supposed to be 5 shows. That ended up being 4 shows. And then 2 days before we left, or 3 days before we left, it ended up being 3 shows. And San Antonio was pretty cool. Cool people there. Fort Worth was kind of lame. A lot of redneck type people. We had to open for some local band there that was like Queensryche thrash. And then finally the last show in Houston was fucking great. Houston was guys, like over 200 people, around 200 people I'd say. And they went crazy, and it was a good crowd. It's the most fun I've had in 3 years.
years. Like Jim Nichols would say.
Didn't you play some kind of death fest?
Milwaukee. Who? Milwaukee. With Atheist and Cynic.
And how was that?
Joe had to borrow a drum set, so it was kind of hurt. It was fun, you know. There was about 200 people there in a 3,000-seat arena, so it felt a little empty, but it was fun.
What's the story with the trash can on the roof?
Trash can down here?
No, up there when you went to that fest.
Oh, the trash can off the roof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our ex-bass player Tommy has this thing with climbing on buildings and high places and shit. And he climbed up on the roof of the hotel we were staying in downtown Milwaukee. And him and these other guys took this big garbage can full of garbage and threw it off like a 15-story building. We were down on the ground walking around, and we heard like this. The sky was falling. It was like push, 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 just ricocheting. This fucking big steel drum ricocheting off the walls. And I was ready to run. I was so shot. I was ready to just run. I thought the cops were gonna come and blame us or say, you know, what are you guys doing here or whatever. But yeah, it turned out to be our bass player and his drug addict friends that we had up there. The bums were the nicest people. Yeah, there were people having sex in the hallway right outside our room.
I should have a video camera.
Yeah, nothing happened in the room, of course, but outside the room, people were fucking in the hallway.
A prostitute.
Yeah, a hooker did come to our room, and she said, "What are y'all, a bunch of virgins?" I said, "What are y'all, virgins?" that was classic.
All right, well, I guess we could wrap up. Any last things you'd like to say?
All right. Any what?
Anything.
Last
comments.
Thanks for the terrific, stimulating, provocative interview, John. You're indeed the God camera guy.
Oh yeah.
And fucking more power to the mag, and everyone should buy it and fucking watch it and be dead.
Plug.
Dig you up later.
Cool. All right, thanks.
Later. See if you recognize this one.
Autopsy.
Hi, I'm Eric. As you can tell, I'm one of Autopsy, but the other three aren't here right now.
You have a brief history of the band?
Say that again.
Brief history of the band?
brief you in on the band. Okay, well, we started in August of '87 with just me, Chris, and a different bass player. We dropped the bass player, got Danny on guitar, and a new bass player. We did a second demo, Critical Madness. And then after that, we got signed to Peaceful Records. So then we did the album without Ken, our bass player. He quit. And then we got him back, and then we kicked him out again after the tour. So he missed out on it. He'll miss out on the second album as well. And that's pretty much up to now.
How come it took you so long to get to the East Coast?
Because no one wanted to pay for us to come out. Well, we hadn't got any offers. The few offers that we did get, we couldn't accept because we were busy recording and stuff. So we really couldn't do nothing about it.
So your label never hooked you up with a tour?
Our label's out of England, so they did hook us up with a tour, but it was a European tour. So they got us 2 of them. But it's kind of hard for him to do anything in the States because he's so small.
Whatever you're ready.
You plan to do a full U.S. tour?
Yeah. After the next album, we're going to do a complete European tour, go to all the countries we missed last time, and then hopefully do a stateside tour right after that.
Do you have new material now?
Yeah, we've got about 12 or 13 new songs right now. So,
are you recording now?
Yeah, we just recorded a 3-song EP that we just mixed it the other day. So we got to master it still, and then it'll be released. And that'll be we'll do the second album right when it gets released in November.
So you're doing the album after the EP?
Yeah. The EP's done. It'll be released pretty soon. And then the album will be right after that.
You got an EP yet? Names for the EP yet?
Yeah, the EP's going to be called Retribution for the Dead. And the album will be called Mental Funeral after that.
How come it took so long in between albums?
Because we've had a lot of problems with rehearsal spaces. Every time we get one, we get kicked out by the cops or something. We can't stay there. So we just recently, about 2 months ago, got a solid place. So we're hoping to keep it going now. We've already got like 7 titles for the 3rd album, and a title for the 3rd album already as well. So the 3rd album will probably come out about 8 months after the 2nd one.
What's this new material?
It's more heavy. It's a little more heavy. It's a little bit more technical, but not really that much. Doomy, with a little bit of fast parts. There's gonna be one song on the album that's about a minute long. That's probably the fastest we've ever played, though. It's like just a super fast filler song. It's called Bone Song, by the way.
Why did you change the cover of your album?
We changed the cover basically because we were having problems getting it in stores. Germany and America was a real problem for us. They didn't want to put it in their stores. So we decided to change the cover and see what, we felt we could get a better cover anyways, because that cover looked like Hellraiser a little bit, So.
How did the European tour go?
Which one? It went great. Yeah, really well. Good shows. Especially Holland. We did another tour after that, Paradise Lost. Now that was about the same. It was real good.
So you're more popular over there, you think?
In some areas we are. Some areas we're not. Like New York here, we're as big in New York as we are in some areas. Like in England, England wasn't as good as Holland. But Germany and Holland is really good for us.
How often do you play in California?
Not very often. Basically, we played about 6 times in the Bay Area, which isn't that many times, but we've been working on like new material and getting ready for tours, so it's been really rough on us. We're gonna do a show when we get back with Sadist.
Frisco?
Yeah, either Stone or Oakland, the Omni. One of the two. The Hex will play as well. Band Hex.
Is there any new bands in San Francisco? New death metal bands?
There's not shit in San Francisco. It's not, well, Possessed reformed with just Mike Thoreau and the old Desecration singer playing bass. That's about the newest thing going right now. Well, Epidemic, have you heard of Epidemic? There's an Epidemic from Palo Alto, California. Really, really good band. Really good. Probably the newest death metal band in California.
So death metal's not that popular in California?
It's getting there. If it's a weekend show, it's good. But most people are into Testament and Metallica. That's what most people like in the Bay Area.
Is there any like newer death metal bands that you listen to? You listen to much death metal?
Yeah. There's not really much new, but I listen to all kinds of old stuff. I still listen to the Nihilist demos a lot. I like the Carbonized demo and the 7-inch. They got a new demo out now. It's not quite the same. I still like it.
You heard that Unleashed?
Yeah, I listen to Unleashed a lot too. Yeah, Johnny. Entombed, I really like Entombed. Festivals, I like them. I don't like playing last, but
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, because it's late always. You don't have time to do nothing. You can't get drunk because you got to stay sober to play. Although you wouldn't know that by Chris Reifert tonight, by the way, or Danny Cross, who's passed out in the backstage room right now. Just because he's tired though. We spent the last night we spent on an airplane. The 2 nights before that we spent all night in the studio, so we haven't slept in about 3 nights now. So we're kind of running on autopilot right now.
When do you go back home?
Tomorrow. It's about 1:30 tomorrow we fly.
And you're gonna finish mixing?
We're gonna master it. Otherwise it's gonna mix. It's pretty raw production. So it won't be all polished sounding. So
why did you choose to do an EP before releasing the album?
Just because we wanted to get something out before the album. Like we originally were gonna do a single. We're gonna do 1 new song or 2 new songs, 1 live, then 1 live old song. Then we decided just to put 3 new songs on it and take 1 song and not even put it on the new album. Retribution for the Dead won't be on the new album. This will be the single. We kind of put it out as a filler between the albums because we waited a while.
Any last comments?
Yeah. Fucking turn the camera off now.
In the grip of winter.
take time out to thank a few people that contributed to the zine. I myself would like to thank all the bands we interviewed, Alex and Chris from Goreaphobia, and everyone else. Also, my friends in Florida, Ken Carney down in Tampa, John Jacobson in Fort Lauderdale, Pat Ranieri of Hellwitch in Hollywood, Florida, Mike Shields in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'd like to thank Mike Minicucci up in Massachusetts, and everyone else I write and who bought our first issue, Decaying Visions. Chris?
I want to thank Frank Caraballo from Decay for hooking me up with killer autopsy footage. He saved us. Thank Ann and Debbie from Out of the Underground, Stan from Monstrosity Distribution, Steve-O from United Protest, Winter from Road Management from Morbid Angel, and that's about it. And look out for issue number 3. It's going to have Immolation, Godflesh, Napalm Death, Nocturnus, probably 3 more.
We'll see you then. Thanks again.